El-Hajj, Malik, El-Shabazz. Now, there's some people that know who he is, there's some people that don't. Hopefully by the end of the day, those of you who don't know who he is will know who he is, and hopefully those of you who even know who he is will know better who he is as it goes along. Then we got our favorite brothers from another planet. Y'all can give them a little. Starting off with festivities, I got Miss Makena. She's going to read off to you 42 Confessions of My Eye, which once you hear her read it, you'll understand why we're doing that first. It's just in line with the day. Then we're just going to turn over to the brothers real quick. And where's my camera person? She's taping. Thank you. Thank you. She's taping. And my camera person? She's taping. Oh, she got me turning over. Turn it on. Where's Red? Okay. Oh, yeah. You hear the drum?
Gets what he wants, and everybody seems to know him. His attitude, you got it, on it, and I don't wanna be around when his luck runs out, and they say nothing lasts forever, and they say friends cannot be bought, and they say you are just a false god. I can't wait until you get caught. Johnny's got a big chip on both shoulders. Someday he's as warm as the sun, and every day he gets a little bit colder. And I don't think it's jealousy, but I got a bad feeling about this. Tony doesn't wake up real soon. It's the rest of his life he's gonna miss. And this is nothing lasts forever. And this is you are just a false god. And this is you are just a false god. I can't wait until you get done. So take care, my friend. You don't have much time. 90% for you, 10% for us. Still your worst crime. So take care, my friend. Don't get caught up. Not gonna be around when your dumb luck runs out. Dumb luck runs out, and they say nothing lasts forever. And they say things cannot be wrong. And they say you are just a false god. I can't wait until you get gone. Now I can't wait until you get Thank you. 45. 45, not 45. I see you now. So ashamed when it's lovely to watch you fall. Well, can you now? Waiting for so long. We'll never escape, never be free, never bathe, never stay clean. Time for the fight. We'll never escape, never be free, never bathe, never stay clean. Time for the fight. Can't see now. Won't have any fire from where you are. Can't feel the sun. So smiles and swings. That smoke and slaves. That's the key. Put you away. We'll never escape, never be free, never bathe, never stay clean. Time for the fight. We'll never escape, never be free, never bathe, never stay clean. Time for the fight. Last thing you want is for it to be Fortified, fortified like me. Wanna see the bars of the mind. Fortified. Last thing you want is for it to be. Fortified, fortified like me. On there, still parts of the mind. Fortified. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Not part of you. And it makes me ill to see you there. Back inside the pill. No escape. Life's becoming okay. No paralyze. Just a burning rage. We'll never escape, never be free, never bathe, never stay clean. Die fortified. We'll never escape, never be free, never bathe, never stay clean. Die fortified. Nothing you want is for it to be. Fortified, fortified like me. From there, still parts of the mind. Fortified. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Thank you. Yeah. We're brothers from another planet. San Diego's only known black rock band. So we represent that. We thank y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out today. Next song's called Aliens. I'm not a 007. I'm not a government man. Testify, swear to die. I can see right through their plans. Don't believe what you read. Don't believe what you say on your TV. Conspiracy. Aliens are real. Elvis lives in South Dakota. They just planned their bomb right after they met their quota. Aliens are real. Elvis lives in South Dakota. I'm telling you something. Wasn't in the back of your mind. It's only to protect you. I guess I say that all the time. Now I'm not a rat to pigeons, but I guess they would know. Liar, liar, hands on fire, watch their noses grow. Don't believe what you read, don't believe what you see on your TV. Conspiracy, aliens are real. Elvis in South Dakota, they just planned their bomb right after they met their quota. Aliens are real. Elvis lives in South Dakota.
Thank you, Storm.
No problem.
Can't you see me? Praise God, in the air, and I don't care if my skin says I'm not having fun. Wish you were here. So much fun, makes me scared. Hey mom, now I'm on TV. Look mom, it's kinda freaky. But when you can ride like I can, switch like I can, let's say I'm there. Having fun, wish you were here. So much fun, makes me scared. Having fun, wish you were here. So much fun! Everybody get up! Everybody get up! I can sound like depression, parental discretion is advised when I open your arms, legs, and eyes out. If I surprise, play your mind on their sounds and get you moving like valves with this phone know how. Few times we sound like easy figures, now I'm sticking to a style that absorbs your soul since you're at 2 steps ahead of the average, but at an inch and a half range, and every other stage, every man, no sight. Spread hype, there's some like the vices, if a good sees 1 million and all of his priceless. Without the heads of urban spices like Kentucky Fried, single recipe is just to blow your mind out. Man, hang time with the wild, but a static glide, the jump and cause can fly with the ball back. You and your fears gone through here some more. Know that BROSFAP is altering the core. We're gonna bring some of that funk. Oh yeah. Play the horn. Play the horn, play the horn, play the horn. Here we go, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Hypnotizing like a metronome. Sonic blast popping off in your ears. A rage penetrating, earth's thin atmosphere. Running high, shaking, scared like a little child. Be a brave, resistance is futile. Busting cages in your brain with my living gun. Break free from the struggle, yo. Generations of beginning, educated to be hated. Everybody educated, sitting on a bomb, waiting to be detonated. Society decimated, your deepest thoughts penetrated. Why Bush got elected and celebrated? The Constitution wasn't free for the human, the darkest skin. We had to invade, to break it in. All up in the cipher, hot like a rash, but you know I spit that gold. Turn cold when it hits your chest, and hot spit that you'll never, ever, ever, ever forget. Dr. Name Plantation be the crew. Game, this to say one thing that's how you do. Man, my nigga strong with the feather in his head. I rock from here to never soldier, you know the man. Black man, American, African. Big lips, big feet, big every damn thing. You know what you can do is lick the big boy in the hand. Summer days, if you can't dance, you need to take it another road, go another way, elevate your flame, cause we out here on a new frame, a new plateau, about to let you go to space and make it so. The most fun I've ever had playing doing that song, man. Give it up. You gotta get that up. Thank you very much. Get that up.
Let's do this for real. Manifest rain, manifest destiny. Pull this cipher together now.
Wanna have a quick session?
Yo, Fatty, get on this.
Let's do this. Now I'ma take it from the top. We born to rock. From the sea, from my papa now. Word is bone, like they say on the East Coast. Hard like us, some shit shot out of that thing that they call toast. A straight heater, a burn block, take it back, make you a believer. I can't like my name was Daniel, talk like niggas full name was like Miyagi. I forgot it for a second. Why bring it back to me? Cause you got it second. The mic was two. You know that's how we do the plantation is the name of the group. Man, we rock one time. Side about his head like he on the wrong. Parental discretion is divine. Pick up the mic if you want me to see the side. Yeah. All in the cipher. We about to make this kind of hyper. We like what's on cloud. Storm, striving toward our rising moment. Storm, striving toward our rising moment. Check it. Half of these cats are necrophiliacs. Messing around with their mentalities. Crossing every lap. Play cats singing all with it. Live before to split lips. Ain't chilling highs as I make my wing tips. Sharpen them and fly like the tongue laps. The air straight up like the air I see because I'm out of sight. Bringing forth the light. Like the sun's revolution from the rebirth. A Genesis sun. Sing it sharper from ones who see poison. Three poison. 50 massive section. Separate us into sections. Modern day showguns do their showguns. They use the weak to mix the sick like that. Quick to shatter atoms with the snow with the high. My purple weevil Texas show this is the brain of Obama. That's the chloride. Ain't no we like to do from where protection. We got the microphone, so we like this. Yo, microphone, yeah. Yo, got the microphone, yeah. Yo, got the microphone, yeah. Yo, I'm here like this. Since I was born, you was done, I was born. And you take me in the I'm gonna hate you, but it's like the whole way up in hip-hop beat. Got me a shit was real, just like a cat that got me. The Lord is like getting the beat. Like the charts, limited time, yo. Trying to break your heart, be like that, dark the way I play to the season, the bus like a reed. Got feel like the seeds, you just run to your knees and get me back through the middle, cause I'm in the middle, I'm falling to the edge, you're looking to come through. As I'm wrecking crews in my Malcolm X-Wing fighter, the microphone, it gets hotter, I get hyper, and like the mic, and I pass it to the new man who walked in and said, yo, come on, homeboy, and get ready. we get rap, switch on the check. Niggas outside waving text. We put rap, lyrics in your spirit. Y'all try to hear it. Brains incoherent, spinning incorrected. It get hectic when I step on the mic. Niggas tongues be flipping like dikes. I'm hitting it up and right. The spirit I hit tonight. Just got off work. Ran here like to my boss, but you know it don't hurt. The pocket, I fucking rock it. This is my love. I'm giving it to hip hop and real. Straight in my blood, off the head. When I drop shit, pop shit. People off the mic spinning real music. It's hot. Niggas don't wanna check it like magma. Straight stab ya with these lyrical words like antagonizer, the hypnotizer. Please get off my man, drop synthesizer. The shit hype. Everybody, take your life, keep it moving. Play out of sight. Ooh. Yeah, the lyrical individual. I'm a son, an unknown life form. My name is Sever, unheard medicine with an ensemble from an outward form. The symptomol with the sinister peripheral. The beats left me off when I'm child to laugh critical. Mystical is the way I reach into your skull. Cynical is the pain that flees from internal. The ever like eternal life and cause an inferno with the ability of killing knock on top of something fellow. Deep from my mouth innocence, first from the genesis. Explain styles unlegible, so I come down to Day-Ho and rock with BROSFAP and a couple of other brothers. And so get your songs and mothers and others and let them know that we come and expose the soul and your vibe. Storm is on the glide with the type of drum that makes you wanna get some. I got my man on the saxophone. We can't leave this music alone. I'ma pass it to Storm. Oh, come on, Storm, don't be leaving us wrong.
Before I kick it off one time. I want to hear from the horn man. Break it down from the solo, kid. Come on, kid, let me hear you, make it speak. Make the crowd weak. Make the Atlantic spin, make them come up in. Yo, Cipher, like this, like that, and here I come and spoken word and that's how I do it. What I do is I make you thinking I make you think about things that are here. I make you think about things that are there, that are everywhere, up, down, round, 360 degrees. Contemplate your reality as you go around. In this town they call San Diego. St. James, say what? Where are we really? Look at that for a minute. We condemn us, but we don't forgive us. We gotta give that away. We condemn us, but we don't forgive us. We gotta give that away. It's a new day, 360. Thank you. We don't know why that happened, but it did. So brothers, from this other planet, y'all through with your set? Is that it?
Nah, man.
Y'all got some more?
I just gotta be late. I'm feeling it now. I just gotta be late.
Come with what you come with. Come on, give him up some love. Yeah.
Check it out. Hey.
Yo. Y'all still want Fred there? How y'all want to do this?
Hey, man.
How you want it to go down?
We can do it however. Check this out. We're gonna do this song we just worked on the other day. I know we all familiar with Public Enemy, right?
Yeah.
And we're just gonna go into this little cover joint that we don't know how it's gonna come out, but it's called Bring the Noize.
Let's do this. Give up some rounds of applause, if you please. Thank you. Keep the spirit in the house.
How low can you go? Death row. Well, the brother knows once again back is the incredible. Rhyme minimal, the incredible. BROSFAP is number one. Powerful and breeze. And I got none. Can I tell them that I really never had a gun? But it's a wax that Malcolm is fun. Now they got making the cell from a record. Say cell come a mama like me said what? Carol has a puppet and I think you want to listen to. What he can say to you. What you ought to do is follow for now. How what the people say? Break the miracle. Off a lyrical. Like it's fast. Go never run away. Check it out. Here we go. Get turn it up. Bring the noise. Turn it up. Bring the noise. They go like this here. Never better than back, cause a brother is madder than matter. The fact is corrupt like a sinner. So on the road, but you're treated like stuff on the road, cause I'm beating the matter. So listen for lesson I'm saying inside you, that the critics are a blasphemy for. I never care for the brothers and sisters across the country have us up on the wall. We got to demonstrate. Come on now, we're gonna have to wait till they get us radio stations. I question their flashes, they call us up like a real still play. Turn it up! Break the noise! Turn it up! Bring the noise! Here's the in front of me. The crowd watching me, but they just want me. Sex, I call them raw meat up. You can cut us like I'm from side to side. And when you ride the cloud, safer than the suicide soul control beats. The father of your rock and roll. Watching them, you never do. You call a man. Man making the music, but they can't do it. You know, we call it demo, but we ain't riding demos. So what you gonna do? Rappers down in front of you. Waiting for Sunday photo. Put your phone up. When they get paid, instead of being a good player, man. Get you on your street. Get you on your feet. Beatings for every flea in the land as well. Hell, back up from Amtrak. Still like you rock well. Forever, universal and real shit. Trouble us to exit. Exit, turn it up! Break the noise! Turn it up! Break the noise! We're gonna do one more song for y'all. This is one of our new cuts. Show condition for addition, the lady from a second to submission. My attraction closed caption, simple addition and subtraction. Now it's time to divide. So you're jumped inside a tainted mind to manipulate. Stare in a state delayed and wait to create misery. So you bled me, then you pleading for mercy. Break it down to mercy. 1, 2, 3, beyond. 1, 2, 3, beyond. 1, 2, 3, beyond. Beyond, yeah. 1, 2, 3, beyond. 1, 2, 3, beyond. 1, 2, 3, beyond. Beyond, yeah.
Give it up for him. Give it up for him. Brothers from another planet.
Thank you, thank you.
They on MP3, by the way. Brothers from another planet at mp3.com if you want to hear some more of what you heard. Now they also have a CD available. Check out their website. Matter of fact, don't you got a comic book too? Comic book, movie, what, video game, what?
You got it.
Food stamp
You know what I mean?
on small island.
Not right now. Oh, somebody said action figures. Y'all got action figures.
Oh, no, I'm a living action figure, man.
That'll work. It'll work. Anyway, momentarily we will have up the Plantation. So please be patient with us as we break down and set up. Turn that CD player back on if you please. Thank you. And we have refreshments out front. We have sodas.
Maybe just introduce the name of your group.
What's up? This is Jay, lead vocalist from Brothers from Another Planet. We just got finished doing our thing on stage.
Make something clear. Turn it down just a little bit.
Rock and roll. I
Make
know
something clear.
too many
This
people
event
out
is not
there.
just a musical event. This is
See a
also a
brother
cultural event.
doing rock and roll.
And Professor
Kind of scares them off.
to speak on
But I think maybe we're like kind of like, you know, sellouts or whatever.
So please make it
But
point
as you
if you
saw
can
on that
hang around
tape,
to hang
I
around for
can
that as
represent
well.
freestyle too.
It's not just
Being me,
music, it's
doing
culture
my thing.
also.
Hopefully
We're
y'all
gonna have
catch us
it
on a
on
bigger
about
level.
3:25, 4
We'll still
o'clock.
represent for our people.
And we'll just see how it
Malcolm
works
X, Gaye, hey, one love.
Concert, $5 each! Concert, $5 each! One person, okay?
In a second, get going.
So is this your profession? You're going to be a photographer or an interviewer, huh?
Yeah, just talk about yourself.
Huh?
Talk about yourself or your music.
I go to school and, you know, I'm going to be a professional. I'd love to be a professional in my art. And, you know, I just got to keep playing and work hard at it, that's all. Flat alto saxophone, and it makes a real sweet, distinguishing sound. And it's also a human voice. It's like the human voice. And I really enjoy it.
How do you feel when you're playing your instrument?
Huh?
How do you feel when you're performing and playing in front of
At
people?
times, like when I played with these guys, their intensity was incredible. Their intensity was incredible. And, you know, like I felt grounded out. I kind of felt like I was, I hit a couple of wrong notes. I know I did. I felt it. And, you know, I felt like basically I was kind of, you know, like they didn't need a horn, but I was learning at the same time. That's what I felt. You know, there's times when, you know, you played well. And, you know, it makes a guy feel good. But when you mess up, it kind of makes, you know, it's all right. It ain't the end of the world or nothing. But, you know, I kind of feel it.
Like, how do you feel when you're playing? Like, what kind of feeling do you get when you're actually performing?
I have a lot of energy, so I'm ready to just blow. You know, I'll just get in there, you know, and I give it all my energy and soul and emotion. Hey man, good bass, man. It was a pleasure to work with you guys.
Hey, thanks a lot. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My name is Bridge, and I'm part of a band called Brothers from Another Planet. We hail here in San Diego, man, just working hard, just trying to do our thing. just played a set right now, which was really hot. A lot of people got together with us, the saxophonists, as you just met my man right there, and a whole bunch of rappers and stuff just did their thing and just flowed over our music, which was awesome. Just freestyle, just kicked it. And I hear the drums behind me, man, so that's Storm Cloud.
Wait. Go ahead and say what you were saying, but let me catch it on tape. Go ahead.
Candid, yeah. But I hear, some of the best stuff I've ever heard. I end up playing some of that more so than I play the commercial big label. So I mean, I heard, you said they opened up for Living Color, and I was like, yeah, I can see why. Definitely. And then I love that impromptu when people got there.
That just came out way.
Oh, I knew it was fun.
That just came in a wave. I didn't expect that to happen. Oh, that was totally improv.
That was cool. I wish you had a bigger crowd. Well, you know what? I wish more people could hear.
This person, many that has a lot to do with what we document. Okay. We have a visual record of it. So that when people say, well, where did it start at?
You got to go to the door.
There's nobody. We don't have a like. When
this should be the first thing.
I tried to get it in the fella's phone. Rug got yanked from under me. Won't happen again.
Wait. Say that, but say it so I can hear.
The velodrome pulled the rug out from under me. Maybe they didn't mean to, but that's what happened. Consequently, we're here.
What? How's it going? I gotta walk away.
Bottom line is, we're here, we're doing it, it's taking place, it's happening. Either you was here or you wasn't. First annual El-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz Day here, year 2001. That's how that goes down. Ciao.
Rich in tradition, niggas once held don't give a shit about it. Time to focus on fold. Many lives bought and sold, fortunes favor the bold. Connected like phone lines for racketeering and no crime. Winners turning long shots to gold lines. I'll do them just like you. I'll give them just like you. Turn around and bust like you. Then I'll just stop here. And return like that.
Pro, C-R-O-W-B-R-O. Pro, C-R-O-W-B-R-O.com. This is the Lakota word for pro.
Kill the DJ!
And my so I go by Peter Pro. Peter's actually my name. Choctaw comes from the... Okay, I go by Peter.
Okay, you can go ahead. You can go ahead. Just tell me about music or whatever.
Music?
Or how you feel about this event. Or...
I was going to say, if you want to,
well, I mean,
you can grab the drummer because I'm really just kind of helping out.
Exactly.
What?
I was going to say, did you want me to grab the drummer?
Give me a second, though.
It was wonderful. It was successful.
Okay.
My name is Russell. Just kind of helping out with the band. We're doing exciting things. Right now, we're at the point where we're just really trying to get exposure for the band. Actually, we had an opportunity last week to open up 11 Colors of 4th and B. So, as you can see, we're doing some very exciting things, and hopefully the future holds a lot more exciting things as well. So, again, my name is Russell. I just help out with the band. I do a lot of promoting, a lot of networking, and pretty much just try to help out as much as I can.
Right now,
what am I talking about?
Talk about your band, music, drumming, I don't know, whatever.
and then
My name is Andrew Stacy. I'm the guitar player for Brothers from Another Planet. Just came fresh off of opening up Living Color. We kind of ran across Storm Cloud by accident. Actually, he found us. So we happen to be probably the only black rock band on the western region. And we're also a regional band. We tour around a lot. What we're trying to do with music is just bring it all together, rap, rock, jazz, everything. Basically, you know, brothers, we started all of that but we seem to be aliens in our own nation. We aliens in Africa, so we just came up with the name Brothers from Another Planet. And we kind of got a double vibe going, you know. We got the little alien thing, marketing for the kids, but, you know, also for far as we're concerned, for black history and everything, you know, Brothers from Another Planet means, you know, black men in America will never have a home. We don't have a home here. We can't go back to Africa. We ain't really accepted nowhere, so we gotta make our own way. So basically, we invade everywhere we go.
Well, I just wanted to say that I appreciate the brothers and sisters coming out and supporting Brothers from Another Planet. And also honoring this day, Malcolm X, El-Shabazz. And I want to thank the camera person for being a great camera person.
I can hardly hear you. Let me get a little...
But this is the man you really, really should be interviewing, because he's the man that completed our sound today. We'll be doing more projects with this man here. And just wanted to say thank you for having us. It was an honor. Brothers from Another Planet.
So how do you feel? Tell me about your music. Like, how do you feel when you're playing, or like, you know, stuff like that.
How do I feel when I'm playing my music? Well, the best way for me to describe it is somewhat of a spiritual experience, but the way I think of it is, the best way to explain it is that if you ever see a kid and he's out like blowing bubbles, and you see like those bubbles floating in the air on a nice windy day, I feel like I'm inside of one of those bubbles. And I feel like each and one of my members are inside of one of those bubbles, and somehow we connect, though. And that's the best way to explain it. It's an amazing feeling. How did you feel listening to our music?
So how long have you been drumming?
Been drumming for 4 years. 4 years, like physically, I think since I was a child, it's something I always wanted to do. So I think that's part of my experience too. Just as a child wanting to do it and actually like taking that step, you know, at a later age than most individuals do. It's something that I feel happy doing. And that's it.
That's how that works. Hello. Thank you. To introduce them,
Because you're in front of them. And I
it's better to let them introduce themselves through their music. They're called The Plantation. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Come on. Give me some energy. Give me some. Yeah. Go ahead, y'all.
Press a button, the music. Press a button, the music. Press a button. Plantation.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we. Plant.
Oh no! Yo, I said too much for you to handle. Why? I'm up to this man talking your mind at the same time with a straight up freestyle run from my mind. My man Shoot, he got my back. If you wanna tell for real, we can take it back to 85, 86, and 87. Let's get the break dancing. I see some towels on the ground, off the head speaking down one time with my whole crew. You came through to smoke once, then we can do that too. The Plantation fool, that's how we get down. And then I rock, bring the whole damn town. Bump my sound up through the speaker.
Yo, run me up. Okay.
That was just our intro.
Mic check, 1, 2.
Right. Put your hands up like this. Yeah. Another one, I pump that set to put my mind to rest, but nevertheless, this should leave be down, see that like I do your best. Into the chapter, to the ranges, to aid the master of another remains for disaster, I'm after. Prevent a nuisance like a but that spot's might have been a 2. With you window into the loop, y'all fools. Think you out of CP, all they had is we out and watching in the scene is all hot stepping. My school makes keep the crowd with vision up the crossroads. Otherwise, you got devil is innocent. No, these shit goes on. And niggas mind to the fact that the backs come back and the blacks in the cut is doing track. And it's true that I can't let it go no more. Got the block in front of those down, let it blow, I set it off. Sometimes you've got to be for
top of the car. To be your boss, just like me, once again, y'all see. Give me 4 seconds, no, we about to close the door. Down, let it go, hell no. I can't let it go no more. Says they better off dead at home, burning down low. I can't let it go no more. Says they better off dead. Set your souls out, your wise out. I'll never present. Full time, me money, spent to the grave. Nobody's ever said I'll be a slave to this shit. In the meantime, continuous pain, so I'm flatline. Rise up, leave your head, stand up in the gutter. I slept in 4 years, I'll be that cycle. Younger brother, your brothers ain't should have told you. I told you, shifted. God, what you ain't too glad, tell you what you want, still gifted. My make to be fat, because the rebels still around, and I double live. Heads, destiny, speak grim, regulate the whole West. It's your mouth to California. I got a fever inside to explode like Oklahoma. So what you wanna do, I'll be there from up under y'all. Cause it's the wrong now, brother. So when I'm in your area, I'm out to the left, cause wrong looks can lead to left hooks and last it's going down. I can't let it go no more. Said you better off dead at home, burning down low. I can't let it go no more. Said you better off dead. Hell no, I can't let it go no more. Said you better off dead at home, burning down low. I can't let it go no more. Said you better off dead. My lyrical format intact, me straight rapping, no combat. I spit this, so don't even test this. Slick, don't split now, fuck that. You ass, and it came into it. Be specific, you was bound from the first down. Shoot me the Pacific, I'm gifted with these bomb and times be last days. And life's like a maze, I'm selling, pumping on J's. When I watch Scotty Hayes, it's coming glass. Consider myself an outcast, I'm on with a laugh. This path, my heat's like Stockton. This ain't no secret, technology, Nazi fathers looking to paganistic. These music I'm teach when they hit all shit, let out they secret, can't sleep with. Pin put my ass out with Sally like you keep me. Knees bent, and I don't beat sometimes when I rhyme. Had a base on my mind, then meditate when I high. I got some revolution shit like Bob Marley, they shit that told you it's over. We living in this new world order. People what was said, you see your million and watch the people in your man infrared. They better off dead, so instead them going down. Can't let it go, they're going down. They're going down. Can't let it go, going down. For real, hell no, I can't let it go no more. Said you better off dead at home, burning down low. I can't let it go no more. Said you better off dead. We just want to deal with the sound. Yeah. This is definitely worth leaving work for. Anything, man. Hey, you left work and the sun came out. Yeah. What about the sun out? Hey, Vic, what's next? Oh. I know y'all familiar with that sound. Everybody know what that is. You're looking around like, woo! Oh my God. What the? Here we go again. Uh-oh. Every 3.5 months. Police stopped me on my way to the store. Charged me in a for murder. I used to see me with whores. 2 years ago, there we go. Shopping flash. Hands up. Stop hitting my track. Slowly to the stuff. Was on a rubber that getting shot in my back. That I'm black. Just never know how they gon' react. I was caught up in the middle with some unruly shit. I'm talking about sex and drugs. Illegal money. Mistaken identity. Beach neighborhood. When it comes to stars, it's like a tunnel. But I fell to the floor. I look like metal. Whether I be 6 inches shorter or 2 inches taller. Whether I drop to sell. Niggas riding politics. Set to the pavement. Now facing my rain. Nothing but suffering. Yo, I've been living every containment. I'm innocent as well. This whole system ran above. Yo, I ain't guilty of several murders. Keep for my life. You feel me? Yo, I'm and I'm really getting my head in the chest. You can't walk down the street at night for lights flash like pop pictures. The case of lifetimes for all niggas. Like hard liquor. That's what I damn near lost my mind. What? That's what I damn near lost my mind. What? That's what I damn near lost my mind. What? It's like we're living in a world of this ghetto life. I got to struggle and survive. That ain't cool to try to play me fool. His that ain't right. It takes more than just your bass to make me stop in my tracks. You gon' give me guns cause I'm black, then after we slice to my back. With 3, you jail me 25 with the L, but they tell me so when I just go quite easily if there's no bail and you see me. Believe me, for centuries my phone been broke up. Know the parties will josh me, so funny when niggas woke up. Live in society that operates off greed. With blue cross and brainwashing only the elite succeed. They can't believe in penitentiaries for me. My people, I'll eat if I have to. We gon' have to follow me. I'll be straight up. Living in the world of this ghetto life, where every day I gotta struggle and strive. But pimpin' that ain't cool, just try to play me fool. Shot an A. Bright as lights up in my eyes. I ask them why. I seen the fit your description 4 out of 5 times. They tell me my whole crew is like me packing guns with chip phones, humble grown, mainly illegal funds. I look down and check the tracks and straight gassing up on question acid. Billy Cuz be looking for action, so I'm dashing. Around the corner, they still blasting. And that ain't cool.
What's wrong with the beat? That's alright. That's alright.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, wind it though, cause it ain't gonna come in right. I gotta have a certain amount of participation. Hey, how y'all feel?
We still feeling you. We still feeling you. You ain't lost us.
Our bosses is looking for us. You know what I'm saying? But we out here. What you say? Huh? Hey, everybody put your hands in the air. Now just pop your fist like this. Now just pop your fist like this. Now just pop your fist like this. Now just pop your fist. Yeah, yeah. Superman ride. Except for those on your side. The worldwide. The number 9 take no without any weapons. It's me and MC minimum whackness at a Southeast Dago named Happy, and it has to be. The nigga and me got me fucking you with that mic. Leaving the girl to mix put on a bridge all the way to the Philadelphia Turnpike. And when I recite, hands bob, back and forth, I ride all breaks down south, and then I turn it to up north and down a quarter way with the sort of thoughts. Trying not to hate, I'm not doing anything. Most young skills is just whack with no debate, just damn horrible. While I charge raw booze with all red on, go with the 50 series like blues. I'm telling you that these hands no wet for. You got 5 to 7 seconds, smoke out fast, stroke jack. You exact my short like these with the glasses by your eyes quick. My mind said I'm rocking microphones, giving food open to kidney stones. Standing cool and stand alone, probably all to bring it on. It's falling heads I would've played. Aggravator with Tiger Squad, ain't nothing but skill over here. Got me writing for you to prove we not a fraud. We not a human clause, but states respect those that respect you. And I'm be blunt about it because that's me. If you're R&B's and you're under pursuit, like white colors and suits, not knowing and destroying our roots. For the sake of the truth, ain't worried about the troops, not because they represented by you. It's right no threat. You're gonna underestimate me straight to your regret. I'm a touching like in my presence, I'll find you guilty of negligence and lacking skill. Where's that mass appeal? Why your shield? Real vibe, real. All my peeps in the streets like they vibe they heads. Dope lyrics over fat ass beats. Cause if you want it, we got it. Got what you need, yes indeed. That's potent like that Cali weed. Next. Thank you very much. All safety, but you'll still pay me your maybe. And to your dome, that's your role. They don't need to mess with them. They don't need to before they act decisions. I give you more than you ask for. Man up to your lap. Man, I believe it's at your past. So I'm asked for. Rip the mic, anybody heard it? What you talking about? Man, I get a big cruise, surgical. Passing on your lap. Look that ass like 2 games of practice. But it's all about respect and never personal. But still, I bring out the worst in you. You be popping at you, Lord. You bring out the worst in you. Everybody get better. We coming out of hard hill. Don't slip up and be effective. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. But I just saw pimple, dabble, take it to the middle. Your whole flash my jack like purple. Pitch rocks with his fiddle. It's so simple. Nick was sore, slashing them through your temple. Some of them shockers, a matter of fact, you can say that shit is middle to hold your nose. Start coming through when I'm this shit now. Let us know that I can hit it out. Draw the punch, I pitch out. Who the master? Some of them never got rough side, rough neck. Cause I'm a flow with a contact. I'm a flow for the. Since you don't even lay it, niggas like I rush with your dick. My style is cold enough and even to make the man a skill big. Hit words of wisdom is what I'm giving. And stepping up to we were on the result your ass, pushing up some daisies. I'm throwing down like it was top food. Couple casualties and every receipt from July 1st, I'm back to June. So get to my terrain and stack everything. I check giving this and let control of y'all brain. For all y'all, niggas run around here telling tall tales. The war's an oyster and I'm the time, but now the brother probably get sold like shell. To be exact, in my mind he'll blow some flack. He's on the microphone so hard that y'all too weak to react. And how about this or that? When heads get split, you can name it, y'all. Get ready, cause this is yeah. Get ready. 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 You're blind. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, show some love, yeah. There's 2 sides. Yeah. It's black people and it's niggas. It's everybody.
People, everybody's falling under a sense of ignorance. We know what the sense of niggerism since that's being ignorant. Don't you never when these fools they pause that speaking of cliches. You know about that day, never want to look the other way. For me, who live in the club, running off that train. Man, what you think? I keep it frank. You know me just be fun about it. They talking trash like close around me about the thing that I make. You think that this your heart of mine? You don't want to go on the field. I make this whole crowd clear. The ones who go ahead in the rear. Nobody scares how we live our life. You get to hear the devil night. You make things go right your whole life. That raw test on the right. No matter what the education. You know what your parents taught you. You never time to nigga again. You suffer from niggerisms too, and if that's your mentality, and go to my mind, you all these smarts. Go to the gang, man. I see these niggas claiming. What's that you claiming? Yeah, you shake the laugh. But you might call the whole blast. I'm just like, can you dance? Hey, yo, can you dance? Nah, you can't dance. She's talking about the whole blast. I said, these who's wanna ride on my, let's get my ride. And these hoes are not giving up some ass tonight. See, like everybody's suffering from niggerism. It can't be wrong. So you know, see, get this nigga, how you looking in there with your legs? So, intoxicated, slightly paid for what you let into weed smoking. Hope you's about to use text. Cause when I got your call, reach your file with me. When you read HIV, you know they head was station overseas, don't fall back. 16 hours, ain't for a devils in the shower. Wait till his hell get his power. Yeah, that shit is sound, but they head on top. The super tools trying to rip my bottom music, get a choice, you have me dip my two with steps with Mitsubishi. But then you giving this. You get in the club, show a fake heads love. How do you ask to run? They call the hustler dog. Shut up and call with your woman at home. Doing the same thing, and y'all wonder why y'all can't maintain it. She's up, and who's still gang, they understand, but ain't no hands to get their heart to. But 9 out of 10 niggas, it's like stupid. They don't love you. The time after time, you still won't get the game in on you. And over and over, you still won't let a nigga's penis fall through, yo. Yo, I say that, yo, cause I can't call it. Halfway insane, yo, I'm also an alcoholic. Now I'm ball with my shadows at night. Sometimes my life is tight. Just hoping niggerism don't kill my life. I said these dudes wanna fight on my left and my right. Why these hoes about giving up their ass tonight? See, like everybody suffering from niggerism. It can't be wrong, so you know, see, it's just niggerism. I said these dudes wanna fight on my left and my right. Why these hoes they're giving up their ass tonight? See, like everybody suffering from niggerism. It can't be wrong, so you know, see, it's just niggerism. I'm never pain and every so pain that I come season is brain. I will never see my face. I'm still living out sane. Thinking God, baby, lately, but it's the same how y'all niggas think like you gotta be hardcore. Poor children, like you're hardcore, but it's then I go to the stage, I put ladies in whole shot like sweet fly. Little Jesus don't stop those, so I salute the skills be on top. So, see me now, brother. Every word that you see, they shit all about having to wear bulletproof suits. Besides, you goes like watch Times like clocks do. Fuck my solution, my solution to a race. All the time, you lose one around you like a woman hip hop mainstream like prostitution. Institutions. So I ain't gonna let that be. I'm running to the class, ain't the roots, sick already has a CD. Who's wanna fight on my left and my right body? I'm giving up that ass tonight. Everybody's suffering. It can't be wrong, so you know, see, it's just niggerisms and isms and isms. Set that track up, hold up. We gonna have to do this. And all the right and tell me the make Babylon walls fall down. And if they only won't close the crowd, it's a millennium. You know what I'm giving them is something like I need service for the ground. My niggas don't move or make no sound, so they're watching. With satellite technology, you see all this while we talking. And if the master says we free, yo, while we still in chains. Just some running while they stalking broken stairs. Little time remains. What you say? 2000 party over, shit's running out of time. Man can be deep space up the world without you knowing that could be a deep space nine. And the thing operations circle, 360 degrees. I'm telling y'all we fall like autumn leaves off a season in trees. But we rise again with compliments of black spring. Now as another string out 4 years, time runs down. And all the ragged town we chillin' with some make black line walls fall down. And if they only won't close the ground, What I'm giving up is something like honest service to the world. I said don't move or make a sound. They watching, cause they watching. It's satellite technology, y'all. Just how you talking. And if the master says we free, niggas we still in chains. Just a running while they talking close and fast. A little time remains. Yo, Plantation. Y'all saying manifest destiny. Peace to the brothers to another planet. Y'all, happy birthday, Malcolm, like that.
Definitely. God bless.
You want to give me rest. Right? I'd like to thank Plantation for bringing the rest of the way. We're going to expose you to the cultural side of this event right now. The cultural side of this event right now. Now this is like internationally famous, world-renowned spoken word poet here. Look at him, it's only his own mind. I feel better already. Let me sit down.
How y'all feeling today? Y'all hear me? Oh yeah. All right. Good. All right, y'all doing all right today?
Right.
Good. I want to say thank you to the brothers from another planet and Plantation here. I mean, these brothers broke it off. They broke it off. You know, we're here to celebrate El-Hajj Malik's El-Shabazz birthday. And our ancestor, man, he was about spoken word. He was about expressing who we are, you know, expressing our roots and expressing how we came here and how the black man has struggled to make something out of himself. And El-Hajj Malik Shabazz, he laid down the blueprints for us African people and all people, how we should live as far as brothers, how we should respect one another, and also how we should defend justice and truth and righteousness when it comes down to it. So I think these brothers came here today, and all you all are supporting that legacy by being here. So everyone should give yourself a hand. So we need not separate hip-hop and rock music or any other type of music from expressing ourselves. We need to understand that what these brothers done here today is right in tradition of what Malcolm was talking about. You brothers have missed a step. You know what I mean? So you need to be proud of yourselves. The message has to get out some way, and any way it gets out, it gets out. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be a minister or a Muslim or a preacher in a church to get the message out that we as Africans, we are creative and we are powerful, and the world is going to recognize who we are sooner or later. And I think we all know that by the records we sell and the money that we make, or I should say they make off of us, that we are powerful. Having said that, I got to introduce myself. My name is Ausar, Amenta. I'm just a brother, a poet, an actor, a dramatist. I'm just here to support my fellow man any way I possibly can. And in that way, today, I'm going to do a little poetry. So listen up. Iba babo, iba ye o, iba luo o, iba jubona. Over yonder, way over yonder, underneath that tree is a golden crown. Over yonder, underneath that crown, over yonder, underneath that tree, there's a golden crown. There's a crown under that story. Under those trees, that crown tells a story. That crown tells a story about our people, where we come from. Listen to their story. That story leaps in your soul. Leaps in your soul and takes hold until you start to tremble, until you start to cry and scream and see and remember. Nakambuka, Nakambuka, Nakambuka. Them trees, them roots just reach down into your soul and say, Ma'afa, White death opened those gates and he came down to separate. Those devils came down to harvest a people. You couldn't run, you couldn't stay put, you couldn't hide, you couldn't find your folk. One by one, bony held hands cut us like wheat. Gold for souls, blood for bees, horses for humans, guns for treason, captives for slavery, brothers for sisters, mothers for fathers, Iba for Ausar, Koba for Kapara, Shante for Khan, Yoruba for Mende. The clergy said, send the Africans for they have no souls to save. Send the Africans for they have no soul to save. The clergy said, send the Africans. Those 18th century Africans were stole over. Some say the good ship brought them over. Some say the good ship Jesus brought them over. Them laid on top of each other. Them couldn't roll over. Them couldn't turn over. Them sick ones were dying, were thrown over. Mother with child and belly jumped over. We them strong ones that made it over. We them strong ones that made it over. We them strong ones that made it over. Them 18th century Africans fought and bled for us. In the bloody shark waters they traded for us. In the bloody shark water they traded for us. Them 18th century Africans didn't die for us. They live for us. They with us. They are children. They live in you and me. They live in you and me. They speak to us through our bones, dance and song. They speak to us through our bones and dance and song. If we remember them, if we feed them by hearing them. If we feed them by hearing them and wrap our children with their wisdom, and wrap our children with their wisdom, one day we're going to meet them. One day we're going to meet them. One day we're going by the river to tell our story. Peace. That's the introductory poem that I do to give homage to the ancestors, to those who came before myself, those who came before all of us, which are the shoulders that we stand on. So that's the introductory poem. For time reasons, time purposes, only allowed to do one poem today. You sure? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. All that compassion and support. You're not also. We are sacred. All is sacred. I've never seen anything more sacred than our bodies, made from heaven, molded by loving hands and kissed by eternal splendor. I never heard anything more sacred than a child's wisdom that shakes and awakens your soul like old trees blown by mysterious winds. I never seen anything more sacred than hands flashing, men beating drums on fire, hands flashing, men beating drums on fire, clinging to clouds, clinging to static clouds, creating clouds, raining sweat, sweating rain, causing the earth to dance, to move her hips. I never seen anything more sacred than the oracle, the medium. She pops her neck and slips in between the veil, squats down and gathers fragments of souls, leaps like pebbles. She reaches down and grabs pebbles and make bridges back to home, to self. I never seen anything more sacred than the sage's tongue, the poet's tongue that singes and purifies your emotion like dragon fire. His words leap from tree to tree, from branch to branch. Like a panther, his words sinks their teeth into your heart, causing it to shake, to quiver, to bleed, to breathe love, to bleed love. Peace. All right, it's my honor and pleasure. Thank you very much. My honor and pleasure right now to introduce Professor Chuck Ambers, the curator of this awesome African museum, the only African museum in San Diego. Matter of fact, it's in Southern California. But nevertheless, Professor Ambers, you're on. Thank you all very much for listening. Appreciate it. Good evening, Hotel.
Yeah.
Before I get started, I'd like to do a commercial. Okay? Some of you know a little bit about the museum, and I'd like to welcome you. Mi casa es su casa. Okay? This is the house of the Moorish king, and we deal with 6,000 years of African oral history. We kind of specialize in African Spanish,
African Mexican, African American history, and we attempt to deal with 32 different countries and some 6,000 years of African history with about a $500,000 facility. The sister who kind of opened the program shared a little bit about the principles of Mayat, and I would like to show you something about those principles, because these are the 42 principles that establish in the Christian and Jewish faith the 10 Commandments. And so we can produce those, and that's part of what we do. We have quite a bit of resource material that we deal with. We teach teachers in 10 states, 9 countries, and 3 languages. And that's part of who comes through the museum. But we not only teach teachers, we have over 12,000 4th graders that come through. And we deal from cradle to the grave. We even have the neighborhood house senior citizens come through, and they get a senior citizen discount, just to let you know. We have collected over the years quite a bit of information about El-Shabazz, and I will refer to him as that. To me, this is a very important day, because this is part of us really directing and allowing him to change from this metamorphosis. And so I'm going to talk about him in terms of a science experiment that changed from the pupa to the larva to the butterfly. Okay? Scientifically, he had 3 phases to his life. And so we're going to try and deal with all of that a little bit. Okay. 1925, May the 19th, this exact day. Born as Malcolm Little in Omaha, Nebraska. Grew up in Lansing, Michigan. From day one, he ran into all kind of problems, basically because his father was a minister, a reverend, and was an activist, and attracted a lot of attention from some unwanted people, like the KKK, who ended up burning down their house and murdering his father. Part of what we do here is to deal with all of that history. And so we deal with history of the plant. An official registered number 141 road that's part of the San Diego community. Not only in Lansing, Michigan, not only in the South, but right here in your own backyard. You have it. It's been here all the time since day one. So this is part of it. This is a contribution to the museum by a family right here in the Poway area. They asked me to do some research on their family because they found it in the attic, and the grandparents didn't want to deal with it, but the high school kids said we need to deal with it, and so that's part of it. So we reached into the San Diego Historical Society, and we found some of the history on the plant, and so that's part of it. So we're helping this family to do some of their research. So it wasn't just in Lansing, Michigan. It wasn't just in with El-Shabazz's father that you deal with the plan. Growing up, his father died. His mother was put into a mental institution. And at 15, he dropped out of school. Some very ill-fated counseling from a counselor who told him that he wouldn't amount to much. And so that was part of his schooling. He got into as the pupa, let's deal with it, Malcolm Little, the hoodlum, the gangster. Got into problems, got put in jail, 1946, convicted of burglary, sent to prison, and was in prison that the pupa changed into the larva. The pupa is the little worm. The larva is one of the kind of dormant times of introspect, learning, teaching, developing. And so as he was in the prison, He became a student of the Nation of Islam, some of that racist, separatist history, and went on to develop some of the programming with him. If I can, I'd like to read just a little bit. Speaking with bitter eloquence against the white exploitation of black people, Malcolm developed a brilliant platform style, which soon won him a large and dedicated following. He was against the civil rights movement, rejected both integration, racial equality, calling instead for black separatism, black pride, and black self-defense. Self-defense. One of the important things about him and his so-called violent nature was not really an aggressive, violent nature. It was really self-defense. It reminds me of another group during his time that I cannot pronounce the name or announce their name without saying the whole name. You know them as the Black Panthers, but I never say their name without saying their whole name, the Black Panthers for self-defense. So you need to know some of the start that we have. Because of his advocacy of the use of violence for self-protection and appeared to many to be a fanatic, his leadership was rejected by most of the civil rights leaders who emphasized nonviolence resistance to racial injustice. And so moving from that so-called rhetoric of blue-eyed, blonde-haired monsters, he became part of the Nation of Islam and became one of the most dynamic national speakers, moving from Detroit to Chicago to the mosque in New York. In January 1958, he met and married Betty X, because he now is the law, X. They didn't have the last name. They rejected the last name of the slave owners. And so at one time they were all called X. Going on, he became a very eloquent speaker on a national level, we talked about. And then there became a parting of the ways. With the death of President Kennedy in December '64, he was suspended from the Nation of Islam because of speaking out. His comment was what? Some of you know? Yes. The chickens come home to roost, meaning that the violent European American society here in the United States, finally violence begets violence, and so it's a situation that the chickens have come on the roost, home to roost. He was suspended because the Elijah Muhammad had asked that everybody in the nation not have any negative comments about Kennedy because he was so well liked. Being true to himself, he couldn't hold it. He spoke out and was suspended from the Nation of Islam. 3 months later, he left the Nation of Islam and started his own Muslim mosque, an Orthodox Islamic program. And that was the beginning of the conflict and the split between he and the Nation of Islam. It wasn't all his doing or the Nation of Islam's doing, because the FBI had some very, very heavy involvement in that, and forging letters sent from one to the other to fan the flames of the anger and animosity between them. He spoke out about the illegitimate children of Elijah Muhammad, received threats from the Nation of Islam, and it was at this point that he decided that he needed to make a pilgrimage. And that pilgrimage is the beginning of the final stage, from the larva to the butterfly. And can we have the sister outside? Because we need to remember that we don't call Cassius Clay, Cassius Clay. We don't call Lou El-Sendor, Lou El-Sendor. And we need to deal with El-Shabazz, the butterfly. The butterfly is the final stage. It is normally the prettiest stage, but it's also the shortest stage. And so, leaving the Nation of Islam in March of '64, making his Hajj April of '64, it was a situation that he became the international figure. One of the things that I needed to try and to deal with is that Alex Haley took over 200 pages to do a little bit on Malcolm. Spike Lee took 3.5 hours and still got criticism, and here I have about 15 minutes. And so what I'd like to do is to try and share a little bit of what he had read, what he had written, and some of his letters back to the mosque on his Hajj.